Hiya, welcome to Man Steel Fan Gives Hope. So you've already seen the title of the video. I'll get onto that in just a wee moment. First of all, let's check the messages sent in from Facebook. What's your from Alex Paul asks, what are your thoughts on Jesse Eisenberg? And one of my editors replied, Lex is early stages character, but it's interesting and unique take. So far, very good. This might be a drag, but can you elaborate? You see, I want to use it as a reference against somebody who talks bad about Jesse. That's from Alex Pro. Right. Okay. Where do I go? My thing about Jesse Eisenberg is there's always been that dilemma where is he the Lex Luthor because he mentions his father? Is his father the real Lex Luthor? And he's like the son. And I kind of put it to Smallville, where you see, Lex Luthor in Smallville, and they made the story about he loses his hair and everything else. Then his father, he's got like the wavy hair, just like some of the comics, like the Return of Superman and stuff like that, or the Death of Superman. I'm sure it had Lex Luthor having long hair. And to be honest, the early incarnations of Lex Luthor, if you go back from the very beginning, was just a mad scientist. And Lex Luthor, throughout all reincarnations of them, embodied so many traits. He was a mad scientist, he was just evil genius, he was a businessman, he was just evil, whatever. But this Jesse Eisenberg, it for me captures everyone. It captures all those traits. You see him doing that, bringing in the body as he examines him, shows the genius of Lex Luthor straight away. And the fact that he plotted to put these two titans together, and he sees them as, as somebody underneath him, because he said, there was nobody there. He was badly treated by his father. Now, which is sort of true if you watch Smallville and everything else. His father sort of made him that way, so you can tell that. And you've seen the office of his father with the angels and demons, and his father again didn't really bother about tusks. There were tusks in his room, I believe, so he wasn't really bothered about saving the world or saving the animals and that. So you get that side of things, and you get the mad scientist with his inventions and learning about the universe, which Lex Luthor has done in the cartoons. He goes up against Darkseid, he talks to them, and because he's a genius, he considers himself above everybody else. And so when he tries to make that speech to these people, he's trying to be hip and pop and stuff like that, but deep down he sees himself better than the people he's speaking to when he makes that speech in the lab. But the most important thing is he sees himself as a saviour, and this Superman's coming down and people looking up to him. He wants to not only kill Superman, but show the people his way of looking at things and his way of looking at life. He wants total control over everything. He wants to rule, basically. And Jesse Eisenberg, as the other editor says, this is just the start of his character development. And some people are transfixed on the one character from the Justice League cartoons. He's got to be tall, he's got to be bald, he's got to be broad and stuff like that. No, that is just one incarnation. I had somebody talking about who didn't read comics and grew up with Justice League, thinking that the Green Lantern was John Stewart. He didn't know about Hal Jordan. So it's people, and look, Gene Hackman, are you trying to tell me that Lex Luthor is a mad scientist that lives underground, who's all about owning land? Is that all there is to that character? No. So there are so many different aspects of Lex Luthor, but the main things you've got to have in a Lex Luthor character is, one, evil. He's got to be bad, evil, mad scientists, and clever. Rich, probably, right? Even though he wasn't rich at the beginning and he didn't have a business empire, but modern states say he has his own business. It's not taken away and he goes in jail, and the people then see his evilness and whatnot. And so, yeah, it is very true to the character, and it shows you that this young, because we have people that started Facebook, that young man started a business empire just for a touch of a button. So it's kind of up to date in today's world, where you can be this, and there is so many killers out there that are very young as well, and become, out there and kill kids and everything else. You don't need to be a mild-mannered reporter. This is a mild-mannered reporter. This is, I can't think and talk. So, see these people that are against Jesse Eisenberg, I wouldn't give them any notice. Ariswan Ash was wrote in, and he's made this video, Dunkirk, the Dark Knight trilogy. I think he's put in Dunkirk versus the Dark Knight trilogy mashup trailer. You can see this on YouTube, and he asks what we thought. Watched it, it was quite good. And then he goes on and says, "Thank you. Do you think there is any chance, possibility for you to share my video on your page?" Well, Richman, what we try not to do is share videos. We basically download it, because the only thing we share on the page is this own YouTube thing. And to be honest, hardly anyone notices these YouTube links. But what they do notice is the video itself. That gets noticed, because as soon as you scroll on to the page, you see the video, it's already playing. If it catches your eye, and believe me, when somebody scrolls down and sees me talking, nobody watches, So it's always the same same people that likes. So what we tend to do is we download it, and if we get much interest on the videos and whatnot, or if somebody asks, we then send them the link. So we don't want to sort of download everybody's video, because people will get annoyed, because they much rather prefer a link, and that's why we don't do that sort of thing. And we like to discover videos ourselves. Anything that sort of pops in there, and but we'll take it on board, and we'll get back to you. Bana Sona Wayne, he sent, is it Shuban? Sona Wayne sent us a thing, and he was talking about that Zack Hack Snyder's account has been deleted and stuff like that. His account has been deleted. Thank you for that. Hope it stays that way. He goes on and saying the guy has cancer, and he then posts us a picture of Film Gob saying, so this is the shit MCU fans dream about. And then it goes on to somebody else, it's Marvel Studios, and this person then goes on and saying, the way Doc Strange was naming tunes in his movie leads me to a prediction that when Star-Lord meets Steven, he's going to play a song, and Doctor Strange is going to name it, thus bonding Quill and Strange through their love and knowledge of music. I've not seen Doctor Strange, but I see where you're going with that. For me, that's kind of pointless. To be honest, as I say, biased, I just don't get the Marvel universe on the movies. But if that is somehow important to them, so be it. When Doctor Strange was naming tunes in his movie leads me to a prediction that when Star-Lord meets Steven, he's going to play a song and Doctor Strange is going to name it. This bonding Quill and Strange through their love and knowledge of music. I've got no response to that. I'm not slightly interested, and thank you for sending me that. I know why you send us it, because you're curious to why that's of any importance, and if that is how deep it's going. Right. One more question. One more message, because time's getting on. I know it's a bit of an odd question, but there's a picture with which is the Wonder Woman WW1 photo with Captain America, Bucky and Logan edited in. I can't find it. I was wondering if you had posted it. If so, could you send it to me, please? I'll make a cool wallpaper. Thank you. I know it's an odd question, but there's a picture which is with Captain America, Bucky and Logan. Right, well, I'll try my best to find that. I'm not actually too sure about it myself, but I'll give it a wee look. Right, now, because I tend not to kind of go with the Marvel and DC United stuff, because it upsets, so I try and just stick to the DC. Right, Rotten Tomatoes. Where do we start? Now, if you've been following my videos, which I don't know why you're following my videos, but if you've been following my videos, I mention Rotten Tomatoes a lot, and the majority of the time I watch it, I repeat myself. I repeat myself because you could be a first time watcher, you might not have bothered yourself watching the other ones, or it's worth mentioning over and over again. John Campbell and websites and news reports and things have been posted. There you go. Are you calling Rotten Tomatoes biased now? Are you all supporting it? Even my man Film Junkies made a video about it. Okay, about and it's propelled me to talk about Rotten Tomatoes, because I keep posting things because people are getting the wrong idea. My way of looking at it anyway, as a DC fan, we are most of the time, even though Wonder Woman has been given great reviews, for me, not speaking for the whole lot of DC fans out there, but I've commented that it's not that an important thing for the, how can I put it? We still believe that Rotten Tomatoes is biased. Why do we still believe Rotten Tomatoes is biased? Because the critics that work for it. Does Rotten Tomatoes work? No. Okay, we've now had film studios coming out and complaining about films like Pirates of the Caribbean and Baywatch and stuff. And why? Because they've only got like two things to choose from, a thumbs up or thumbs down, right? There's no middle ground. There needs to be some sort of wee grey grey area in between where you can put that. Sadly enough, what some people get right as well is, and I've put Mark Hughes' report on Rotten Tomatoes as well onto the Facebook page, and I get where he's coming from. Works for Forbes, by the way. Is that the majority of people are not like us, are not fan bases that follow the DC or Marvel or Star Trek world, right? We don't look into the films or the trailers online. Sadly enough, what a lot of people do is just for a quick review, look at Rotten Tomatoes. And if it's got a good score, they go and see it. And I think it's pathetic, honestly. I can't... These so-called journalists, okay, now, being a journalist, being a real good journalist, okay, you'd have to have some sort of English grammar, you'll have to, work for a paper or something like that, and by doing all that, you may come from a sort of wealthy background. You might not be a wealthy background, okay, I don't want to stereotype things, right, but what I don't get is why these certain people carry some weight about what they believe is good for me to see. And that is like, now where I stay, there's a lot of people that come from money, or they've made themselves money, or they've got businesses, and God, I've got policemen and firemen or whatever, right? Whatever trade they are, high up, whatever. Is their opinion greater than mine? No. Now, I grew up watching Harold Lloyd, Charlie Chaplin, slapstick sort of humour. Past that, I don't really get Dumb and Dumber. I don't get stupid comedy. I like intellectual comedies, but there was a time I did like it, but I've moved on. But there is a lot of people out there that I found that even come from higher education doesn't get the basics of social skills. They don't get the social skills, and some things slip by them. I was at a posh meal. There's a point to this. I was at a posh meal, and that game when you stick the name on your forehead and you write the name of a special celebrity and you have to guess who you are. Well, this posh meal and these people that have got loads of money and stuff, they were picking names that aren't fun to play with. Do you know? They're not talking about the character's name, they're talking about the actor. And on these sitcoms or something like that, and the way they would go about it would, was he in the general public of the general thesis of the entertainment by Richard? And I'm like, what? And I gave the guy something like Mickey Mouse, and this guy stuck something on me that I have no idea, and it's meant to be a fun game. And these are sort of the people that for me believe they somehow know better than me. And for anybody that goes to a website and looks at some sort of weird sort of column and says it's bad because I didn't find it funny, most of the excuses, and if you look at the reasons on Rotten Tomato, they're pathetic, they're stupid reasons. Right? And the only reason why these people have put it to a low score is because they've only got the two choices. Right? I didn't find it funny, thumbs down. That's it. I didn't find it funny, but the action was good, thumbs down. I have to choose one, and that's where Rotten Tomatoes going about it. There's no grey score, there's not good, average and whatnot, and that's what gets me. And for DC fans, and I've made a video about Wonder Woman before, is it just because it's a woman director? Is it because it's not directed by Zack Snyder that all this good stuff comes out. I mean, we had all the negative stuff before. The film's in a mess. There's no marketing. There's, John Campea. I don't like Gal Gadot. It's not as good as this. These certain films, I'll put it on this fraction. But no, I know thousands of you out there are waiting for me to say I like Gal Gadot, but I'm not going to say it, even though we have pictures and on the trailer. Gal Gadot is amazing. Okay, why are we listening to these people? Why are you listening to me? This is just my personal opinion. I'm not telling you go and like the film. Okay, when I go and see a film, I don't look at the reviews, if it's a good story. I love going to a movie, watch, and not even on, you get those cinema passes that let you, well, I don't know if America does it or any other country does it, but in Britain, you can buy a pass and you pay a certain amount a month and you can go and see as many films as you want in that month because you're paying monthly anyways. You pay something like £10 a month or something like that, £12 a month, and you pay that and you can go in and see as many films as you want. And when I was having those cards, right, I would end up seeing films I've never heard of. Bubba Hotep, fantastic film, right? Fantastic. Elvis Presley in an old folks' home with a black John F. Kennedy. Excellent. Okay, never heard of it. Never saw trailers for it. And that's what, to me, makes cinema experience better. Going and see a film you've heard nothing about and hopefully getting a pleasant surprise. Okay, it's a bit different, mind you, if you go to the cinema and you end up watching naughty films. Okay, make sure you don't go to one of those cinemas. Naughtiness, mind you, for some of us that's a bonus. But I couldn't watch it for an hour and 30 minutes. Anyway, so yeah, but majority, as I say, are these critics, and somehow we are forced to watch people listen to these sort of snobbery people, and there are a lot of evidence out there that says it's biased. So when people say, oh look now, Wonder Woman has been given great reviews, Rotten Tomatoes isn't biased, then you start looking, and then if it's not biased, I have seen comments saying Marvel is just gold. Okay, this is one of the critics. Marvel is Wonder Woman is okay. It's not up there with Marvel movies, Marvel gold movies. How's that not biased? Okay, we've got a lot of people who've seen it 3 or 4 times, say it's fantastic, it's said to be one of the best superhero films ever. Then you get one of the critics saying, no, Marvel is gold. Is all Marvel films gold? No. Okay, it's just, so that's my idea about Rotten Tomatoes. It's not because Wonder Woman that we feel justified that, some people are now saying that, oh, we've got the milestone. This is the critics now turning around and seeing what we're seeing. I would love that. There's a back of my mind, I'm hoping that this is a turnaround for critics, but not when you have certain people out there that can't let anything slide, i.e. John Campea and some of the other critics that I've seen online. They want nothing for some reason. Well, even the bad Marvel films, nothing will ever go by it, and they'll never say that they're wrong. So, and these are the critics that are posting these reviews. If Zack Snyder's Justice League comes out, which I know I'll thoroughly enjoy, because I love Batman v Superman, I love Man of Steel, that's me. Now I know a lot of people out there didn't, but the critics, now if the critics give Justice League a good score, what we will be thinking is, and I've said this before, what critics will say, oh, it's Joss Whedon's wee bit here and there. Or they'll say DC, or DC has listened to us, you know, the posh critics. They have listened to us and they have changed their movie. That's the bias, and that's what we're listening to on Rotten Tomatoes. Would I like Rotten Tomatoes closed? Yes. I believe if just go and find a friend. If your friend likes it and he knows you, listen to that friend instead of somebody that you don't know, and you know, get somebody you do know and listen to them. If they know what you like, you know, I'm already telling people, oh, you like that film, or you're going to enjoy this. Everybody says that. Everybody who buys DVDs, oh no, listen, you best not invite him. He's not going to enjoy that, okay? Oh, it's a wee bit scary, or it's a wee bit this and that. Don't bother, it's not for you. That is the people you listen to, not the people that are writing down rubbish that probably doesn't like that genre of film, okay? Or maybe they've been too thing with Marvel films. They think that's what should be hero movies are about. And Justice League, no, it's not changed. Zack Snyder's film, he's left it with Joss Whedon, who's now going to praise Zack Snyder's work by only doing little bits. You know, I had other things to say, better things to say about Rotten Tomatoes. And, you know, I just go off on a tangent. So at night I can see the clock thing went up at 30 minutes, and so nobody's going to really watch this for 30 minutes. Nobody's going to listen to me talk shit about Rotten Tomatoes. I can see other people coming in, this guy's talking shit about Rotten Tomatoes because I follow Rotten Tomatoes and I depend on Rotten Tomatoes. And I've seen that. And all I'm saying is, if you want to somehow try and listen to 100 people you don't know, people who believe somehow that they've got some sort of degree or went to university and got some sort of journalism sort of experience, that they believe that you should listen to them. No. Find somebody that is, because I have spoke to well-educated people and seriously, their social skills are low. Find your friend, find a family member that knows you, and let them give you a Rotten Tomatoes score. Thanks for watching. Be positive out there.